Aloha, nirashaimase. Welcome to Sup-Sapporo, Dosanko Live. This is Chad and Jamie hanging in Sapporo, Japan. Thanks for joining us. If you're back and like what you heard, please support us and hit that subscribe button. Mahalo.
Okay, episode 25. I think it's 25. All right. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, Chad. Thanks for having us, or having me at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So today I got a very special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
I guess aloha mai, aloha mai ka ko. My name is Dane Fujiwara. I like to tell myself that I'm a musician. I play for a group called Ei Nei, and we've had the fortunate opportunities to travel, and one of those opportunities was to travel up to Sapporo and meet you. So
Yeah.
that's one of our fortunate things that we got going on.
I'm so glad you guys came up. Like I like when a lot of the local musicians come up, because I kind of go around to all the Hawaii festivals that they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's kind of locked down because of COVID, but
Right.
I just love talking to all the local guys that come up. Yeah.
I think it's actually a surprise that how much people from Hawaii. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Ei Nei. Yeah.
I think it's a surprise for us how many local people are up there. Like making a living and just doing the day-to-day thing up there. I think that's so neat.
Yeah. So when was the first time you came up to Japan?
The first time we traveled, or like me personally, or we as Ei Nei?
Probably let's go with you first,
Mm-hmm.
and then as Ei Nei.
Okay, I think for me personally, I would say 2014, maybe 15 was the first time I got asked to travel. I traveled with Kamaka Kukona. He had his first CD release tour, and he's got quite a few studios and halal groups in Japan, throughout Japan. So that was my first trip with him. We did a couple stops: Niigata, Tokyo, and Yokohama. I think it was that first time I traveled with him, and such a great, eye-opening, fun experience. And then since maybe about 2015, I've been up to Japan maybe once a year, every year, maybe even twice if we're lucky. And then at the same time, I was still kind of living on Maui, moving to Oahu. I moved to Oahu. Then the we as Ei Nei kind of happened, and then we got asked to travel the first time in 2017. I think 2017. I think it was the first time we traveled to Japan. We went to that Ikaho festival.
Where's the Ikaho festival?
I would say we flew into Haneda. I want to say we flew into Haneda. It was like maybe a couple hour, 3-hour drive out to Ikaho. I think that's in the Gunma prefecture. I think so.
I see.
And then so we did our first trip together out in Ikaho, and that was fun. And then the next, was that in 2018? Yeah, so in 2018, then we got asked to travel to Sapporo, and that's kind of where we had that trip up there.
Nice.
And then 2019, we did a couple trips actually. Yeah, we both, one to Tokyo, and then one to Osaka. So we've been doing Osaka a few times, and then 2020, here we are.
2020.
So 2020, we went to Osaka in February, and that was kind of the last trip that we took. And so it was from Osaka straight home, and that's where we've been ever since. So that's kind of
So
That's
you've
kind of
been
been our
around.
trip.
You've been around to the major areas.
I love it.
How
Yeah, I've been real fortunate. Mhm.
how are the crowds like? Like, is there a difference between playing music back in Hawaii or I don't know? Did you gig in the
Totally,
mainland?
totally. So,
Different.
I would say it's kind of interesting that when we go to Japan, when we're in Japan, a lot of times it's bigger shows, I would say. So like we got like concert halls or
Oh,
large
nice.
clubs. So like people come out for that, and they the Japanese people, they love hula, they love music, and so it's really enjoyable. But as compared to here in Hawaii, I guess at home, like for us, it's like we play at a bar and hardly anybody comes out. Like it's a
Yeah.
little different, but we try to make sure that the energy is still there. The music is priority number one, because it doesn't really matter. I mean, for us, it's if it's one person in the audience or 100 million. We want to try and make that people that are there feel something and feel special, and I think that's the beauty of Hawaiian music.
Yeah.
Even same thing. We've traveled to the continent. We've traveled to America, and we've done a couple of things there. And even for them, I would say like it's the important thing is just making them feel like they are at home, I guess, or
Yeah.
sharing, you know, music from Hawaii and sharing those feelings and emotions from home. All of
Oh,
that
you
is still the
definitely
same.
did that for me. I love it. Actually I've never really listened to Hawaiian music that much until I moved here. I moved away.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into a lot of the Hawaiian culture and uh not really into hula, but I watch hula now. My wife joined the halau and I'm
Cool.
much
Awesome.
more involved with Hawaiian culture. Yeah, I never would have. I probably would have never even took a step in this direction if I stayed in Hawaii, which is so strange.
I think that's so interesting because a lot of times we take things for granted, and
Mm,
we just take things for granted that, it's always going to be there. It's always around us, and we don't realize the void or the place that it has until it's not there, and
mm,
um, that's kind of something that's interesting. And I think for us that we've realized that there's always we value the place for like music and culture, and so it's important to, I guess, continue that or share that, because I mean we enjoy it. I mean, I
yeah,
personally, I love it, but yeah,
yeah,
I think it's I agree that, they what they say, distance makes the heart grow fonder. I think that's
yeah.
kind of what it is.
I even
Yeah.
started learning how to play the ukulele and stuff. I played in a few bars.
Totally. No, that's,
That
like that's, yeah, that's awesome.
it was. I probably got a lot of shit for it if I did that back in Hawaii. Like,
Yeah, it's
get
so
off the
interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
stage.
No, yeah, I think that's so interesting. It's like, I guess you never really, I mean, everybody's got to find like some comfort level, right? Whether it's
Yeah.
like, at home or in the garage or, you know, 1,000 miles away. You
Mm,
find that comfort level of what you're comfortable in doing, and then for me, it's all as long as you give like honest effort. That's all. Like,
honest effort.
that's my thing. Is as long as you give honest effort, you can't apologize for effort. So
That's not too bad. It's just I don't have a singing voice, so um, that was very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I played the Dennis Leary song.
hmm
Um, I don't know. Do you know this song? I'm an asshole.
Nope.
You
Nope.
gotta YouTube it. YouTube it.
I will. I
I
will.
play.
I will.
I played that, and there's this kind of chanting part where he's like ASSHOLE, and I got the
hmm
entire bar to like chant it out.
Hey,
And
that's part of entertainment, man. That's
it
part
was
of
so fun.
entertainment.
Yeah, it was fun. So
Yeah.
it was weird because I played a bunch of like standard Hawaiian music, and then I closed it out with that last song, and then everyone was just like so drunk. I think I had that on my side too. They were just drunk. So
Hey, that's a benefit that I try to take advantage of every single time we're on
every
stage.
single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You encourage that. You encourage those types of things, and it makes everything a lot easier. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, but you guys are good. Like your harmonies and like just your musicianship. It was crazy just watching that. Especially who sings the high notes. That guy is crazy.
Most time Grant will take the high of the highs notes
The
and
high of the high.
yeah.
Add the
So like
chicken
most
skin.
time,
I was just like, oh
yeah. That's kind of how we it's kind of how we have a formula that we kind of got comfortable with, and it's kind of what we do. So yeah, Grant normally takes those notes, and it's just real fortunate. I think we're just real fortunate. Like talent, we're lucky to have that. Work ethic, we love music, so we're gonna work at it, and we've just been fortunate to have opportunities, because I think that's another thing that people don't realize, that you got to be pretty fortunate to get those opportunities. So we've been just lucky enough.
Nice. So when did you start playing? And how did you get into it? Is there a story behind that?
Oh, I would say music has always been a part of my life from a young age. I think, I mean, you probably could relate to it too. I mean, elementary school, middle school, like you're gonna play ukulele, or you're gonna be exposed to that kind of stuff. But for me, Hawaiian music wasn't as big of a deal, or as big of a part of my life, until I went to Kamehameha my freshman year. But even then, I took maybe like a guitar class, but it wasn't until my senior year, so 2004, that's when I started to play Hawaiian music.
We're the
And
same
then,
age, I think.
oh yeah, I mean, I'm not that young, but I tell myself I'm not that old at the same time.
No, we're not that
but
old.
but yeah. I mean, from senior year, been playing Hawaiian music, and I just loved it. I mean, it was just Kamehameha is an opportunity that I really grew to appreciate. I guess that those resources and that opportunity, and I love it. And that ever since then, it's given me the opportunity to travel, to play music, to pay bills, and I've just been real fortunate, and I'm grateful for that that learning experience. And then just kind of learning from a lot of other musicians. I've been real fortunate to be in the in the proximity, or in the shadow of a lot of musicians that I think I call my friends. Some people call legends, but for me, it's just, that's who I look up. Like, I look up to them, and they're just my friends that I learn things from, and I try to put that into my own playing. And so
Nice.
from there, from 2004 to now, I guess it's been a work in progress. That's what I say. It's a work in progress.
So you started relatively late in the game. You weren't one of those that started from the beginning. Yeah.
No, yeah, I would say, like, I mean, some of these young musicians now, they're like, oh, I started playing, I started gigging and stuff like that when I was like 12. Like, no, not me. Not me.
Usually there's some type of like uncle or aunt or something that played the guitar, and then they got interest from that. But yeah, from your senior year, that's really late in the game, and you made it. That's nice, man.
We're still working on it. It's still a work in progress. I think that's not. It's a drive, because, like you said, you have an uncle. My parents don't really play music. The instrument that they play, I say, is the radio. That's that's the instrument they play. I tease, like, my grandma sings in in their Buddhist church choir, and I just I'm like, yeah, grandma. It's like, it's not. But that's kind of an inside joke we have in our family. But yeah, I've just been I've just been like fortunate and lucky, and but at the same time, that's not having that family lineage in the music
Yeah.
industry is also a drive to make sure that I can do enough so that maybe perhaps I could start
Mm.
my own, not my own, but like so that when my
You'll
son,
inspire.
when Ka'a is my son Ka'a, when he's at a young age and growing up, he'll be able to be like, oh yeah, I mean, I got to meet so and so and so and so and so and so because that was who my dad hung out with, um
Mm.
and hopefully he falls in love with music and culture and hula, and just falls in love with being Hawaiian, and um yeah, hopefully he can be a, a, a better Hawaiian than I am. That's kind of the goal. So
Nice.
um
So you graduated in 2004?
yep, totally, yep.
All right.
Fortunately.
Fortunate.
Fortunately, yeah.
Yeah, my friend graduated maybe 1 year after you. He was the bass player there, and now he gigs around with a lot of the guys in Hawaii. I don't know if you might know
Oh,
him. Do you know Shay?
oh,
Marcelo?
Marcelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember him. I do remember him because he was a day student and I was a boarder. So like we don't really like super mingle. And plus two, like 04, 05 would be already like 450 kids, 450 kids. So like we know, but I mean, I met him a couple times, maybe outside of high school. Um,
Yeah.
in like other areas because like he gigs with everybody.
Yeah, he
Like
does. It's
he gigs
crazy.
with
Like
everybody,
you
so
see him,
that's
he's with
good, man.
Natural
Yep.
Vibes and he's with
Hmm.
Rebel Soldier. I'm like, wow,
Yep.
that guy just gigs everywhere.
Yep. I mean that's that's one way to um really be in the music industry is just you know you, whenever somebody calls you just say yeah and I'm there, and it's the people. I feel like the people who know Shay. Like everybody knows Shay.
Everybody
Shay
knows
may
Shay.
not be like Shay may not be like the main name like Shar Carrillo. I know he played, and yeah, he fills in with Rebel Soldiers. Like he may not be the main name, but I mean, all of us musicians, we know Shay.
You know.
We see Shay all the time. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things. It's just you just you get in and you do you work well, and I think that's the one thing too is like these musicians, if their work ethic is great, they're always going to have jobs. And Shay, from what I know, like I've never done a gig with Shay, but I mean, like Shay's work ethic
Um, that guy
is
loves
commendable.
music. He brought.
Yeah,
I think he
totally.
brought his bass to the prom. I remember
Oh, no
teasing him
way.
about that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, bro,
No
what?
way.
He had the
Yep.
picture and everything. I was like, okay, whatever, guy. But
Yep.
he had the passion from that
Yeah.
time. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and look where he's at
Mm-hmm.
now. Same as you had the passion and you just keep going.
Try to.
Awesome.
Yeah. Try to.
All right. So I have some questions, maybe like this or that.
Yeah.
I'll give
Yeah.
you some choices and then choose
Awesome.
some.
Here we go.
So Tokyo or Sapporo?
Oh. Well, I've spent more time in Tokyo, and
Yeah.
Tokyo is so large, so that's a hard one to like be specific. My time with the boys in Sapporo, that was a blast. I'm more of the countryside. Like I like outside of the big. Sapporo's still a big city. I would have to say Sapporo though. Like
Sapporo? Really?
yeah,
Are you
yeah.
just saying that because I'm in Sapporo?
In addition to that, it was cold and there was snow.
Hmm. They trip out about that,
People do?
Yeah.
No way.
You say you love snow, they freak out, especially the Hokkaido people. Because
Really?
they hate snow. They hate it
I
with a
mean,
passion.
yeah, I mean, if you see it every once a year, or if you see it every year, like yeah, you probably won't be too fond of it. But I mean, I mean, I enjoy snow every once in a while. Like
Yeah.
who doesn't, you know? Or well,
I love snow.
I mean,
Like I
well, I
love.
guess in from Hawaii, you know, we don't
Yeah.
get to touch that too often. So, but I would say, I mean, and the plus is that people are different.
Are
That's
they?
kind of for me that's the big thing. You know,
How?
I would say Sapporo people are different than Tokyo people. That's for sure.
How are they different? You have any
How
example?
specific is to me? Well, I would say that Tokyo people are very like not that they're uptight, but they're very like they're very
They're
like
very
I mean,
orderly.
yeah, like uh, I mean maybe in my interactions because like people know like even though I look like Japanese, people can tell that I'm not from Japan. You know, I am, you know, a gaijin, nihonjin kind of thing, you know, like
Yeah.
but but yeah, I just feel like people outside of Tokyo are just a little more open to like
Yeah.
converse or just
They're more
talk
relaxed.
story. Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say, yeah.
I got the same thing. Actually, I really hate Tokyo. I don't like it there
Yeah.
at all.
I mean, I like it. I like the bright lights. I like the big
Mm.
city. I like that because I don't get that. You know, that is
Yeah.
vacation for me. It's like it's almost like Vegas kind of
Yeah.
thing. But at the same time, I like the
No.
countryside. Like
I
Sapporo.
like to visit. Tokyo is a good
Yes.
place to visit, but I would never
Mhm.
live there. I can't handle all the people.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
hear.
It's crazy.
That's what I hear.
Okay, so Sapporo. So what do you guys do? Yeah, I missed you guys. I remember you guys had that dinner thing after you guys
Mhm.
gig.
Mhm.
And I was like trying to hang around the area. I wanted to
Mhm.
meet up with you guys for some drinks, but
Mhm.
I got really drunk and it was getting kind of late. I was like,
We as
oh
well,
man.
probably. Yeah, us too. That's probably what happened. That's
Yeah.
probably exactly what I think for us it's like um we'll go to we'll end up at some bar um and then we'll end up singing karaoke. That's kind of our normal that's kind of our
Yeah.
normal thing. Um
I
but
was gonna bring you guys to the karaoke place. And did you ever do the Nomi Hodai while you were here? Or do you
what
know
is
what that
that?
is?
Nope.
That's
What
the
is
all you can drink system.
nope. But
Nope.
that sounds fun.
Oh man, it's great.
That sounds fun. I mean,
Cheap too.
we're very what's it called? We're very like low maintenance when like in Japan. I hear stories of other musicians being higher maintenance, maybe. I don't know what the term is, but um yeah, they other musicians can be a little more demanding, but for us we're real simple. Like we got food, we got drinks, we're good. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how we take
That's
things, but
that's so cool though. Yeah, I kind of felt like that because you guys offered to go drink with me. It's just you guys had that plan first, and then
yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
did message me back, and I was like, oh, I just got on the train.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, we're always gonna try to what's like, and that's the thing too. Like for us, that's kind of our philosophy as a group is we're music for like the common folk, you know. So we want to hang with the common folk. I mean, it's just we want to hang with anybody, and it doesn't, you know, we're not gonna. We try not to like push anybody away or you know, however we can make it work. Like we'll make it work, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's kind of
that's
kind
cool.
of our approach to life. So we
Hopefully,
enjoy that.
you guys can make it up here again. I really want to
Yeah,
go drinking with you
yeah.
guys.
Totally. No, yeah. Sapporo is so that was a fun that was a fun trip. Yeah, that trip was fun and it was nice. It wasn't super hectic because some trips can be hectic. Some trips can be real like the schedule is real tight and whatnot. And so at least this trip we had some free time to kind of breathe, I would say. You know, and just kind of wander. That's one of the things I like to do in Japan is I feel pretty like super safe to like wander.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'll wake up really early in the morning or really late at night. I can just like kind of, you know, roam around the streets and I'll be
You'll be safe.
like I'll end up back in my bed, you know, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of one of the things we like to do.
Yeah, man. Next time we'll do that
Totally.
karaoke, all you can
Totally.
drink.
Book
Do
that
it.
down. Put that down. Mhm.
All right. So next, miso ramen, shoyu ramen, or shio ramen.
Oof. Me personally, I'm a shoyu ramen. I'm a
Shoyu
shoyu
ramen.
ramen, um, because my main focus is actually the noodles and the egg,
And the egg.
the shoyu egg.
Ah,
That's kind of like that's my most important thing is the egg. So,
the egg.
yeah, the shoyu egg. So that's kind of um, that's my go-to. Like, I don't really do too well with the spicy either. That's the other thing too. So, like ramen over here, even at home, I'll kind of trend towards shoyu ramen. That's kind of that's
Is
my
there
base.
a good spot in Oahu?
Um, Authentic wise, I'm not too versed. But in Aiea, we kind of go. Well, we had Agu kind of close, and that was pretty good. Right now Gomate is kind of
Gomte.
is kind of close as well, so we go to Gomate a little bit. Um, but I gotta be honest, like ramen is not my like when I'm in Japan, ramen is not like the top of my list to eat. Like
What's the
the top would be some sort of katsu, like
katsu?
tonkatsu. Yeah, some sort
Yeah.
of tonkatsu. I love trying the different tonkatsus. That's kind of like my like something well, that's number two actually. Sorry. Number one is sushi. Like conveyor
Sushi.
belt sushi, that's my thing. Like we love that. Because like over here, chutoro, otoro, that's like $10 a nigiri plate. But over here in
Wow.
Japan, it's like $2, $3 for like chutoro, otoro. So sushi is kind of my thing. And then
Where's
tonkatsu.
the shop? Do you know which kaiten sushi do you go to?
Oof, anyone.
Anyone?
I'm anyone. Like we like to. For me, if I because a lot of times if we're in Japan, it'll be like the hotel and then the venue, or like the hotel and the meeting place, and in
Mm.
between there, if there's like a kaiten sushi place, I'll go there like every day for like 10 minutes, just get a plate or a
Man.
two, and then kind of that'll be kind of my thing. But yeah, sushi, katsu, ramen. um I'm not the big connoisseur, picky one of ramen. So for me,
Mhm.
it's but if I had to choose, then it's going to be shoyu ramen. But
Show you.
for me, a ramen shop is one of those like, oh, okay, let's try this.
Let's try.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you don't have you're not nitpicky about like straight noodles
nope.
or like wavy
Mm-mm.
noodles, the thickness,
There's a
hard, soft.
difference
Yeah, it is a
for
big difference.
real.
Yeah,
Wow,
like
I
I
know.
like the wavy noodles. So
Interesting.
when
Okay,
it's
okay.
wavy,
Mm-hmm.
more of the
Mm-hmm.
soup can stay on it, whereas if it's straight, the soup just kind
Okay.
of slides off. So there's a bit more flavor to it.
Interesting. What is the is there a different what is the names in those noodles? Is there a difference in names of the
I don't know. I don't know it in Japanese. I think there's a
Mhm.
name though, but yeah,
Oh.
it's either like wavy or straight.
Mhm.
And then they also have like usually three choices of hard, medium, or soft. And most
Wow.
people eat it hard or medium. No one really eats it soft.
Okay, yeah, I can yeah, I would say I would say I'm more of the medium, that al
Medium.
dente type of
Yeah.
flavor.
It
Oh,
gets
I didn't
intricate,
know
man.
that. I
Ramen's serious business here.
well no, bro, especially in Sapporo, right? Sapporo is
Yeah.
known for the ramen, and Hokkaido is known for the clams and the
Hokkaido's
crab.
known for the seafood in general.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Clams,
So
crab, and
that was the
fish.
thing we needed to try. The hairy crab. Is that what?
Ah, kegani. Yes,
Yes.
hairy
So
crab.
we did try that. I know that. when we were up there.
How was it?
That was maybe my palate is not like super like distinguishable for all the different crabs that I've eaten in my life, but
It was crab.
I mean, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
Like, yeah, it was good. I just remember
Alright,
that.
that's good though. It's like you have like good or bad.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know how in Hawaii we eat crab with butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we melt the butter. Man,
Yeah.
I did that when I first moved here. Everyone freaked out. Like, what is this? Yeah.
Really?
And no one liked the butter. No one liked it. Yeah.
Interesting.
They like, well, if it's too flavorful, they're not gonna like it. And
I see.
the other thing they said is it takes away the flavor of the crab. Like you might as well eat.
I can understand that. Yeah. I try to whatever I'm eating, I try to like eat it as plain as possible, just so that I can get that that taste of the food.
item,
I guess
the food. Yeah.
Sup-Sapporo Dosanko life. All right, let's go.
Yeah, ramen. Well, and Hokkaido is not Hokkaido. Sapporo is miso ramen. They're famous for miso ramen.
Oh, okay.
And shoyu ramen. Do you know Asahikawa? It's on Hokkaido. No.
Okay.
It's another big city. It's north of Sapporo. Actually, I know a Hawaii guy that lives there. He's I think he's from Mililani, but
oh no way, cool.
Yeah, and he also has an English school. We have similar names, Ohana English School.
Oh,
Yeah, but so his town, they're famous for shoyu. And then I think you know Hakodate. Maybe you might know Hakodate.
Yes.
Yeah, Hakodate is famous for shio ramen.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
What is shio? Sorry.
Shio is salt, like a salt base.
Oh, okay. I think I can see it by the color of the
color.
Yeah, of the dashi. That's for me. Like, I can totally differentiate between miso and the shoyu.
Yeah,
shio I would have to maybe see.
Shio's more of like a whitish color.
I see.
Sort of
whiter
like
than
Simon, kind of.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And if you did you go to any kaiten sushi while you were here in Sapporo?
In Sapporo, we did. Did we do the? I remember kaiten sushis by like some of the special dishes, the specialty dishes. One of them we had like a duck thing. Yeah.
Where is this? I've never had the duck.
Okay, I don't know. That's just what I feel like. I don't remember where it was.
No, I want to try it. I usually go to one chain. So actually, kaiten sushi in Hokkaido is a whole different thing than Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Like the kaiten sushi in Honshu, it's not the quality is not as good. It's really strange. Yeah, so like we have this regular chain in Sapporo, and they brought it over to Tokyo. So this chain is very popular just because it's a Hokkaido branch.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then they have like long lines there just because it's Hokkaido. Like the seafood here, you can tell the difference. Probably if you ever get to visit Japan again and you get to go to both places, you got to try them back to back. You'll know the difference.
Okay, right. Yeah, right. I see.
It's kind of like bread. Like bread and rice. I ate Love's Bakery. You know Love's Bakery. Are they still open? I heard they closed. But
no, they're still open. I think
they've
they've stopped production on certain things.
I see.
Yeah.
So Love's Bakery, I grew up with Love's Bakery. I grew up with Hawaii Rice. and I was eating it. It's like, yeah, it's good. Hawaii bread, Hawaii rice. And I went to Japan, and I still didn't notice. Or maybe I had like this mental block where I had Hawaii pride. I was like, no, Hawaii's one's better. But the following year when I went back to visit, so it's such a big difference.
Wow,
the bread, the rice, everything. I was like,
I agree. I think the preparation, that's why. The preparation and the raw material is
the raw
different
material.
for sure. Yeah, that's what I think.
For bread anyway. Bread, the raw material and the preparation.
Yep.
Rice, I don't think we can do much about that. I think it's just the water and the atmosphere and how everything's laid out, the geography,
Yeah.
But oh man, bread, Italian food, all these flour products is so good here.
No, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting in that sense because it's like the ingredients are different. Like there's a lot of difference. I would say there's a lot of difference between the food in Japan in general as well as the food here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ingredients are different. Big difference. That's what I would say.
But I'd still I actually for tuna, I think Hawaii gives Japan some rubs.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I think Hawaii tuna is actually pretty good.
Well, is it because chutoro is not yellowfin, right? I think chutoro and otoro is bluefin. That's what I think. Yeah, and I think because Hawaii, we are more common with yellowfin. So I don't know if that's a difference because it's a different species, but I love to indulge in those otoro, chutoro kind of cuts when I'm in Japan, just because we can't get it here. But I agree. I mean, I'm a very I'm a very pelagic is good, but I like reef fish a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, because for me, I can catch it. That's why. So if I go diving, I'm more likely to catch. My favorite fish is Ei Nei. Like that's kind of my favorite tasting fish. And so,
what is this fish?
It's the nenue or the enenue. That's my favorite fish. I think the English term is like a rudder fish, or they call it or like a chub. They eat limu, and so it's kind of like a whiter meat.
I like whitefish, so I probably like
because
fish.
And I mean for me, because they eat limu, you don't need to flavor it too much because it's already kind of naturally flavored.
Yeah.
So you just shoyu is, you can put it with some, shoyu and sashimi it, and it's kind of good. Some people don't like it because it's too fishy. Like it's I mean it does have a scent to
Is it considered like a blue fish or a white fish?
Ooh, maybe a white fish.
Maybe a white fish.
Maybe a white fish. I'm not too sure.
I gotta look this up. But maybe if I see it, I don't know. Yeah. Can you say that one more time?
It's a enenue. Or I think some people spell it with nenue. So Nenue. So nenue. So that's
look that up later.
Yeah. Nice. But that's kind of that's my personal favorite fish.
I'm gonna try it.
It's worth it. It's worth a try at least. Some people don't like it. Some people say it's disgusting because it's too fishy, too seaweedy kind of thing. But I don't know. For me, that's kind of my go-to raw.
When you eat it raw, do you have to clean it for worms and stuff? Like some white fish, you gotta clean it, right? No. Oh, that's perfect.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those fish where you just fillet it and put it right on the dish, kind of thing.
Do they have those in Hawaii? Like for the Hawaii fish, the reef fish? Because in Japan,
Aku, I think Aku is known to have worms.
So you gotta clean it. Like they attach to your stomach and you get all sick and stuff.
Yeah, like Aku, you'll see the worms kind of coming out and whatnot when you sashimi it. But
Yeah,
I think more so Hawaii is like
it's pretty
fishing
good.
wise, we got to deal with like ciguatera. So like some of the other reef fish or predatory fish, they got that ciguatera thing, and I guess if your ciguatera levels, that can make you get sick. So little different than the worms. But yeah, aku I know for sure has worms. I would assume other fish too have worms, but
now in Japan
I don't
you
got
gotta
a
be
boat,
careful.
I
It's
see.
just like all like offshore kind.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, as far as I know. As
Mm.
far as I know.
All right. Next, so seasons: winter, spring, summer, or autumn.
I would say, well, that depends. Are we talking about there in Japan or here at home? Because I think here at home is all the same.
It's a hot summer, cold summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess in Japan.
For me,
have you
Japan,
seen all of the seasons?
yes, I've been fortunate enough to see all the seasons. I've been
Nice.
fortunate. I've been really fortunate to be in sakura blooming season. Like that.
Nice.
That is kind of fun for me. Let me see. If I had a favorite season, I would say for me, honestly, it would have to probably be like fall or winter.
Fall or winter.
I mean, because we don't get snow, and there's a chance that I could play in snow or I could see snow. And cold doesn't kill me as much as it kills some of the other Hawaii people, I think. Like I'm pretty fat, so like it's just I don't get super cold, but yeah, winter I would say for me anyway.
Winter.
I think winter's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You get to bundle up and whatnot.
Did you try any winter sports, skiing or snowboarding, or even just
not
like
in
on
Japan,
the no?
but I have. I mean, I enjoy snowboarding. So like, I mean, from what I hear, right, Hokkaido and Sapporo, like all the northern parts, like that's all, you can snowboard and stuff like that. So hopefully one day we can do that on a off day or kind of free day kind of thing.
That'd be
kind of fun.
Niseko is famous. It's probably the most famous place.
I see. Cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's known to have lots of Australians there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Niseko town, they have English menus, more English speakers, and there's lots of Australians. Recently, Chinese people are buying into that real estate, but that place is the ski resort that everyone wants to go to.
Interesting. And another thing too, I do like doing the onsen thing. It's kind of fun for me.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So like hot spring, onsen, or beach?
I've never touched the beach in Japan.
How about Hawaii beach? Hawaii beach or Japanese onsen?
Oh, I mean, I think that's not really like a. I would have to say like a beach for me because I get to surf, but I love the fall and the winter for that reason. Onsen, love it.
So, how's the rest of Ei Nei? Like, you guys go to the onsen together, or you guys shy? Like, what's
no?
Everyone just goes in?
We're really we're a lot closer than I think people may take us for. That's for sure. We've we're a lot closer than I think people.
I love bringing my friends to the hot spring. It's so funny seeing their first reaction, like especially my non-military friends, because the military guys they know when they went to boot camp and stuff, but the non-military guys, their eyes, man.
Yeah, it's
so
a different
funny.
Environment for sure. Yeah,
it's
a different. I mean, unfortunately, I've never been kicked out of one. So that's kind of lucky for me. Or even like when we go to like the food halls and stuff like that, like because I have a few tattoos, and so I've never been asked to leave, so I've been kind of fortunate in that sense. But the other two, they're like, they don't have any tattoos, so they didn't got really worry. But every time, like if I'm going in, then I'm just like, oh, okay, I just kind of look around, make sure, try to put the towel over my tattoos, and
How big are your tattoos? Are they really big?
I got one. I got so like maybe it's like from here to like there. So I got one on my chest, and then I got one that runs down my leg. It's not really overly
The leg one is big. It's like
yeah, the leg one goes from my
one.
hip down to my calf, but I wouldn't say like it's like really, what would the word be? Like it doesn't really like stand out as compared to some of the other tattoos that maybe like Japanese people have, where like there's color. There's no color on mine. So I mean, you got to really like, you got to look at my leg, or you know what I mean? You got to look at it. But yeah. So
no, for this one, you can probably put one. Do you know what Salumpas? Salumpas is English, right?
Yeah.
You can hide it with Salumpas.
Yeah. So I've never been asked to leave, but I mean, that's just always something that I kind of look around to make sure that.
Well, you just got to make it past the front area in general.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends with tattoos that live here, and then they all tell me you just got to make it past the front area, and then sometimes there's the cleaning ladies. It's weird, right? Because then the cleaning ladies are in the guy's side,
right?
And there's like scrubbing, like but yeah. So that you make it past the front desk, and you go in there, and if the cleaning lady's nice, they'll just let you go. But I have a few friends that did get asked to leave because the cleaning lady caught them.
I see. I mean, it's understandable to me. I mean, it's understandable if it's I'm not gonna, for me anyway, I'm not gonna go and like tell somebody how to like force somebody to change a cultural norm. So I understand it. I just try to tell them like, I get it. I'm not in that world that's attached to it, but if you want me to leave, then I get it. I can do that. It's all about just being respectful, I think. I'm not.
It's their culture, so you gotta do what they do.
No, totally.
Same as Hawaii, right? Like when people come to Hawaii and they disrespect Hawaii culture, we get all pissed off. It's the exact same thing.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't want somebody to do that here. So for me, I get it.
They are slowly changing their views, though. I've been to a few hot springs here that said tattoo okay. They have signs. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's I think perhaps traditionally tattoos in Japan attached to another. It wasn't just the meaning of a tattoo. It was like the whole thing that you're attached to.
Yeah, like a yakuza.
So like that type of affiliation, more so than just a common acceptance of a tattoo. So, but
I wonder how Ensign does it. I mean,
I've never met Ensign, but I can imagine that he'd probably get some weird looks. He gets some weird looks in wherever he travels, but at the same time, at the same time, I would say that perhaps he maybe has met or has some connection to some of that side.
He 100% has. He's been on interviews and talked about it.
Oh yeah, see, so
Actually, I used to train here, and he's actually the top guy of my gym. So he comes to Sapporo once or twice a year to come teach at the gym. So I've hung out with him a few times.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've never met either Ensign or Egan, but I mean, I hear that they're down to earth people. They just don't. make them mad, I guess,
Especially Ensign, I think.
Yeah.
But no, they're cool. I've met Egan once, but I've
Mhm.
seen Ensign a few times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay, I got a few more.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
washlet or no washlet?
What does that mean?
Have you tried the washlet in Japan? They have the little, the Japanese toilets. They have the spray to wash it.
Oh, like the bidet.
the bidet. Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
bidet.
I'm all about that. I'm all
You're
about that.
about the bidet.
We got that. We got that in the house over here.
You took what? You bought one?
We got Costco sells them.
nice. What?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Are
Costco
they
sells them,
easy
so.
to install?
Yeah, it's like basically just the seat, I guess. It's just the seat and the mechanism that
You
does
don't
the
have to put
bideting.
like a water pipe.
I don't know. It comes with it. I don't know. Yeah, we
What?
we got it from Costco, and yeah, we got one in the house. So I like it.
I need to.
Mhm.
Was it expensive? I'm gonna buy that for my
No, it wasn't that
parents.
bad. No, it wasn't that bad. Costco. Yeah, check it out. Yep.
Yeah, that's my parents' present right there. So I
Totally.
can use it.
I mean, especially too because like Japanese hotel toilet paper, not the most softest.
The one ply hard.
Yeah. Single ply kind of thing. So
That's not only Japanese hotels. That's like all over Japan.
Oh, see, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm all about the bidet.
that's
Love
good.
it.
Good stuff. That and even their like restaurant napkins. Have you found that weird? I'm still not used to that. I've lived here for almost 10 years and I hate those napkins. It's kind of like plastic.
Oh yeah, they are hard. They are stiffer, for sure.
Stiffer and it doesn't soak anything, so it's just kind of take like plastic and you're just wiping. Moving stuff around. All right. Okay. And so you like a Hawaii nightlife or a Japanese nightlife?
I'd have to say Japan.
Japan?
Japan on that one. Yeah.
Why?
There's just much more to do. Most definitely. There's like a variety of things to do, like yeah. It's just I think my bandmates would also agree. Yeah, there's just much more activities.
Waikiki is so small. I don't know where's like the places in Oahu. It's just like Waikiki and some small bars here and there.
And that's the difference too. I think for us, like, well, for me anyway, like I really don't go out much. And if it was to go out late, it was to do a gig, at Imua's or at Chico's, or that was kind of the extent of from like Hawaii kind of thing. It's just a little different, I think. And in Japan, it's just, once again, a lot of it is just safety and comfort. Comfort. So I enjoy Japan. You can have a lot of fun, because we're not trying to cause trouble. We're not trying to look for trouble. So therefore trouble doesn't really come around, in Japan. But in Hawaii, unfortunately, it's getting to a place of trouble kind of just shows up when you don't want it to show up, when you're just trying to have a good time. So
yeah, I heard the things got very bad recently, or it's getting bad.
It's just different. I would say it's just different. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just different. I mean,
when do you think it started to change? About how many years ago? Can you put
it started changing?
Like for me, I think it had to be sometime within the last 5 years. Because I don't remember it being that bad.
I'd agree. Yeah.
When I first I first came to Japan 9 years ago, and I went back every year. I think maybe about like 5 years ago, that's when I started to see a big shift in safety, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun was not like the fun was not like the number one thing that you got out of a night out. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I would agree. Maybe 5, 6 years ago, because that puts me 29, 28. Yeah. It's just
About that time.
yeah. I would say yeah, I would agree with you actually. Yeah, 5, 6 years ago, totally.
Mhm.
Big difference.
Yeah, I like that about Japan. Yeah, safety for real.
I mean, it's just you can just have fun. It's just
Mhm.
everybody understands, that nobody's trying to be macho.
Yeah,
Like
I like that about have you been to any summer beer festivals in Japan?
mm, not
No.
particularly a beer festival, but
So they have them, and in Sapporo we have Beer Garden, which is
Mhm.
basically
we went to that one.
you went
Yes,
to Beer
we
Garden?
did go when we were there. We did go to the Sapporo. There was like a beer garden kind of thing. Um, it was like walking distance from the hotel. We did end up going to um something.
Oh, that wait, did you guys come in summertime?
No, it was kind of closer to. I
It
want to
was
say it
like
was closer
kind
to
of cold,
winter time. It
right?
was cold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we brought up jackets for that. Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the Beer Garden. That's
Oh,
probably
okay,
a
cool.
different festival.
Mm-hmm.
So did you go to the big park where it's like 12 blocks of it's
No.
kind of like this huge park? No?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. So there's 12 blocks and it's all drinking. It's 12
Mm-hmm.
blocks
Mm-hmm.
of beer. So there's just a whole bunch of drunk people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen a fight,
Yeah.
not once. There's no fight.
No,
No.
we actually have a funny story about that. We were not in Sapporo. I think we were in Osaka, and we were walking back from a bar, and I was like, something that's interesting is like, you never see a bar fight, in Japan. Like I've never seen. I was like, I wonder what that would look like, even, you know. And then, sure enough, there was an altercation in the street, and there was these two guys, and they were having a disagreement about something, and but I think there were more to do with there was more than just two guys not having an agreement, having a disagreement. I think because the shirt came off, and there was, the guy had tattoos and whatnot, and
Oh.
so I think there was some sort of um other things going on. But yeah, they were in the street, and they were kind of like pushing each other around, and I was like, wow, like this is what, like this is what
This is a bar fight.
a bar fight. Yeah. And so kind of stopped and watched it unfold, and but nothing really happened eventually, because, like, and that's another thing too, like here in Hawaii, like all these guys that go out, it's like black t-shirt, gold chain, with the jeans, with the baseball hat, right? And that's the guys that are, if they get into trouble, that's what they look like. But in Japan, it was like these guys in suits.
They were in suits.
Yeah, and so this one bigger guy kind of had to like separate the two guys that were arguing, and like then a car pulled up, and so I once again I'm just assuming, and I'm just speculating that there was um some other type of,
It's
you
like
know
a Yakuza confrontation
kind of
type of
something,
thing.
sort of something, like maybe an internal dispute or something like that, because there was no like there wasn't it wasn't like bad, but it was surprising. It was surprising to me. I was like, wow, like this is kind of neat. I don't know, like you guys
I
are.
wish I saw that.
Yeah, it's kind of it was kind of just like, just like, okay, we'll stay off the side, just kind of observe what's happening. And so yeah, I think there it was the however the thing works, but there's the young guys who didn't get along, so the older guys had to come and kind of settle things and whatnot. So, but yeah, that
Wow.
was the first time I ever seen anything like that in Japan, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's interesting. But other than that, I mean, it's just like you can kind of just like, wander around and just go to one bar, and for us anyway, we always ask, is gaijin okay? And if we go into a bar and some guys are like no, so okay, we'll go to the next one, and then we'll go to the next one, and if they say yeah, then hey, we're gonna have a grand old time. Like, we're gonna make friends with everybody in the bar. Like, that's just kind of how we approach
that
the bar
happened
thing.
to me. I got I don't know. I remember getting really angry about this when I first moved here, because I've never been turned down because of being like a different race or a different ethnicity. That was crazy. Like, I went in, I sat down, and then a guy was like, "No, Japanese only."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" And then I said, "I can speak a little Japanese."
Right.
They said, No, Japanese only. You have to go out. And I got shooed out. And then I remember getting a little angry. And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And I made like a little scene, but it wasn't too big. I calmed myself down. I was like, "Okay, like, fuck you guys." And then I left. But that's what feeling. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's like I guess I ask, especially because because I look Japanese, but then once they hear me talk, they're like, "Bro, this guy is not from here." So, I mean, yeah, we always ask, if it's all right.
I didn't
if we
even
come in.
know it was a thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
Too, like, for us, if we don't get let in, that's your loss, because we're gonna have a grand old time
anywhere,
regardless. So it's the places that say like, "Oh yeah, come on in." We're having a grand old time. That happened to us at during World Cup. We're trying to watch it. We're trying to watch the Japan game, and then we went into one, and they're like, no gaijin kind of thing, and I was like, "We're just trying to watch the game, And then they're like, "No." So we went to some other like real like hole in the wall bar, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're watching the game." Okay, well, I mean, we ended up buying the whole bar drinks and everything like that. Like, oh, we're just gonna have a grand old time. So we ended up like singing down the street and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's just
nice,
fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah,
for that day, we're ripping the Blue Ninja. That's what we're supporting. Yeah, we're supporting the Blue Ninja. Yeah.
What is the Blue Ninja?
I think that's what they call the national team. I think that's what they are. I think that's their mascot that they call the Blue Ninja. So.
I see. The samurai. The
national
or the Blue Japanese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see.
The soccer team. Yeah. So yeah, we're grand old time.
All right. I got last question.
Awesome.
So is there anything strange or surprising that you've seen in Japan?
Anything strange?
One of the strangest. Yeah. If any.
Oh, that's
nothing.
Strangest things. I only heard. There was this one trip I went on, and I had like an upset stomach, so I was in the hotel, dealing with that, and some of the other guys. I didn't go up with Ei Nei, so I went up with another group, and they went to go eat at some ramen place, and I guess there was and like a altercation with an older gentleman, and he was like wielding a sword.
What?
And so the police had to come and kind of calm him down and apprehend him. And I heard about that. That to me, like, I guess that'll be the strangest thing. I don't like
some old Japanese man with a sword.
Yeah, he was. I guess he was protesting something. He was trying to protest something. Other than that, I don't know. Like, to me, like, strange is not like, I don't find things too strange. Like, I think something that's neat is like that political party that drives in the streets with the black vans, and they kind of do they do that whole thing with the caravans and all that. I mean, I think some people might consider that strange, but I think that's cool. I don't know what they're saying. I have no idea, but I mean, I just think that's
Some
like,
some of
okay, cool.
them's some of them's really bad, like straight
Right.
up racist.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because once again, because I've never, I don't know, wouldn't know what they're saying. So
Yeah.
I just think, I think it's for Japan and what I know of Japan, like I think that would be kind of out of the ordinary or even strange. But I
Yeah.
think it's, well,
No,
that's
that's
that's you, bro. Like like that's cool.
yeah, they do
Yeah.
that during the political season. They
Yeah.
they
Mm-hmm.
they drive around and they have
Yeah.
the big PA
Those mega
system.
horns, those
Yeah, the main horn.
megaphones, and yeah. That
So some of them are all right, and then there's like these small groups that just yell stuff.
really extreme
Like
things.
they're
Mhm.
literally saying like fuck Chinese people, go home, or like fuck
Really?
Korea. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, interesting.
So those guys are really like either extreme left or right. I don't know
Mhm, mhm.
how their political system works, but
I
they're like
see.
super far.
I see.
And I've seen a couple in Sapporo too with some signs, and I was like, wow, like
Oh,
they had the
interesting.
signs in English, so I understood that.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, I guess for me to travel, I'm gonna be a visitor. So
Mhm.
regardless of what it is, like I gotta automatically share or show like some level of respect to just everything,
Mm.
and whether I agree with it or not. But yeah, I guess I've never been in that kind of situation, so um, I've never experienced that. But like, yeah, to me, like, it's yeah, traveling to Japan has always been like not so much like a vacation because we're always there for work. Like, I've never had just a vacation in Japan, um, but it's always been like just a good experience. You just go for experience, and
Yeah,
it's enjoyable. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's always every trip has always been enjoyable, really enjoyable.
yeah. Like that is a small niche group. For the most part, everything's
Totally.
very friendly and
Yeah. Like,
safe.
I've never, I don't know, strange. Yeah, I've never had anything like, oh, like kind of, I've never had anything like that.
All right.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. You got anything else you want to say, or you got any plugs? So
Well,
for
I mean,
our like 50 viewers or so.
no, Chad, I just kind of want to say thank you again for inviting me for sure.
Oh man,
Thinking
thanks
of me,
for
and
joining.
it's always it's kind of neat, um, how like in all the world, right, and how everything kind of just kind of intersects and whatnot, and yeah, hopefully we can get to Sapporo again. Hopefully we can get back up. Well, just in travel in general, 2020 has been a challenging time for I think everybody,
Yeah.
and like here in Hawaii, I don't think we're any different than there in Japan, and um, just we're just trying to all make it through together, and having these types of face to face, interactions is healthy, and I think that's
Yeah.
important. And but yeah, to all of your viewers, whether they're in Sapporo or throughout Japan or even here at home, yeah, I mean, we're Ei Nei, and we're really we're just trying to make music on and share something that we love, and it's just kind of been a fun ride so far. But um yeah, check us out. I mean,
Yeah.
if you never heard of us, check us out.
I'll
aineimusic.com.
I'll leave a
Totally.
link on the page too.
Awesome. No, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks again, and thanks again for inviting me. And yeah, what time is it? 6:30, 6:24 p.m.
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the night is just beginning there
Yep.
in
Time
in
for my
Sapporo.
next
So
party.
yeah, no, totally. But No, but yeah, thanks again for having us or having me anyway. And
Uh,
hopefully or next time you're at home. I thought it was so funny when I'm never at Aulani. Like me playing at Aulani is like a once in a blue moon because I only get called to sub there.
yeah. I was asking because my friend was a bartender there, and I was like, oh yeah, the guy, I know him. You know him? And it's like, I know his name. He's filling in for someone, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. So like I'm never in Aulani. So like, and then when I see him, I was like, bro, like, I know that guy.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Yeah.
But I was so drunk that time. I couldn't make it. I wanted to hang out and stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's my mom's birthday, and we were drinking from like the morning, kind of. And by the time you guys were playing, I was just like, oh man, I can't. I gotta go sleep.
No, totally. Yeah, I mean that's what it is. So, and you're on vacation, so you might as well enjoy vacation. Because you have two kids.
Yeah, I have two daughters.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
That was good though. Yeah, you guys sounded good that night. And that
thanks.
Was that the other guy? He was an ukulele player, right?
Yeah. So he's part of KO Hole. And yeah, Jonah normally asks me to kind of come out and fill in if Nick can't make it. So yeah, why not? I don't know.
Nice.
So
yeah, that was good times, man.
But yeah. Once again, thanks for having me on a show, and yeah, can't wait to get back on the road. Hopefully this whole global situation kind of figures itself out, whether it's through science or through natural kind of things. But yeah, hopefully we can get back to some sort of what it once was, because
some type of normalcy.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, but yeah, you guys are doing okay from what I hear. I mean, the numbers for
the numbers, man, like right now we think it's bad, and then I always look at the American numbers. I'm like, oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
It's so bad, the numbers. I don't know. I don't know what's what's difference. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, because you guys, I think from what I hear, Japan is maybe like in the 1,000 to 2,000 maybe.
Yeah. It's
per day, but that's for the whole country.
Yeah.
And the population is humongous. And you guys are all spread out. So I would assume that it's larger cities, major cities, that whether it's through community like travel or like public transportation.
Crazy too, because everyone's in trains, in subways, in buses, and we're all packed together. So I don't know why the numbers are not higher. And then but
right.
Yeah. They are taking lots of precautions though, like everywhere. There is the hand sprays for sanitizing everywhere, and the workers are wiping everything. At restaurants they have partitions, and they kind of keep people spread out, and they wipe everything. Even shopping, they wipe all the carts, all the baskets, everything's being cleaned to the best of their ability. So they're really trying to minimize everything. It feels kind of safe. But when we hear like 200 people, we're like, wow, today's a bad day.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, even over here, like we get like 100 or like 100 statewide, or 90, 80, 90 for Oahu, and it's like, oh, we're never gonna get out of this kind of thing. So yeah, it's a learning process for sure. I think. I mean, I think Japan social norms is a lot different than than what
everyone complies
Hawaii
here.
Hawaii is. So hopefully we can get it together, kind of thing. So
like no one really gets so angry. Like I heard the mask thing, people really don't like it, and people are not wearing it because of protests.
I would. I mean, that that American mindset or that Haole mindset. I mean, in my opinion, is
Mm,
very interesting. It's they're gonna they want to make it something that it's something that maybe it isn't, but they want to make it something that it is, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're gonna spin it no matter what.
yeah, this is what it is. They're gonna spin it to whatever their perception of reality
Mm,
is, and so um, I think that's a challenge. But
yeah.
like, I mean, once again, a lot of people from the continent, from America, they haven't traveled internationally enough to experience different cultures, I guess.
Mm,
Because if you ever, like, for me, like, if you ever travel to Japan, that's wearing a mask is a normal thing. People in Japan have been wearing masks for years, for
yeah.
generations, just because the air quality. So like, it's nothing new. Like, I when I travel to Japan, I like to wear like, I choose to wear a mask because my body is like not used to going to being around cigarette smoke.
Hmm.
Like, and so for me, like, that's I go to I've always gone to Japan and wear a mask, because if I'm there to sing, like, a cigarette smoke kind of it really hits me hard, my sinuses and stuff. And so, like, I got no problem in wearing a mask, just because, like, that's what I mean, I'm trying to protect my job
Yeah.
ultimately. So yeah, that mindset that a lot of people have over here, and in America, is just a little different. Like, they're making it something that it's not. So that's
Yeah.
a challenge,
And then
most
it
definitely.
just gets exacerbated on social media
Yeah,
between both
yeah,
sides, and everything just
totally.
it's all messed up. But it is what it is.
Hmm.
Hopefully
Hmm.
that changes soon,
Yep.
or something
Yep.
happens. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. It's just, yeah, people just got to get a little more educated or exposed to other perspectives,
Yeah.
and just kind of understand it, and be respectful of it. So hopefully we can kind of get through it.
Yeah,
But
man. 100%. And next time you're here, we'll definitely go karaoke, take you to the all you can drink,
yes,
and I'll show you
yes,
some good seafood, sushi,
that's what I'm talking about.
Titan sushi. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
All right.
put it up.
So thanks for joining me.
No,
And
hey, thanks again, Chad. Thanks again for having me.
yeah,
Catch you guys next time.
yeah. Catch you.
All right,
Shoots.
awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.